What? No shot. Taylor Swift and Chiefs TE have linked on reportedly quietly hanging out. Taylor and Travis have been quietly hanging out. Travis recently admitted he tried to make a move on Swift in one of her tour dates in July. TE is a tight end, right? No age gap, too. Look at that. They're both 33 years old. Wow. They did it, guys. The Seattle cop was going 40 miles over the speed limit. I'll talk about it tomorrow. Anyway. Twitter will love this one. Who am I kidding? They'll find something. They always find something. Because Twitter and TikTok are not actually about like finding justice. It's about just like chirping into the fucking void. So that's it. Okay, let's watch this fucking awful video now that I've been holding on to the entire day.
I think the problem that we've had is that we have people decided they didn't really want to work so much anymore through COVID, and that has had a massive issue on productivity. Tradies have definitely pulled back on productivity. They have been paid a lot to do not too much in the last few years, and we need to see that change. We need to see unemployment rise. Unemployment has to jump 40, 50% in my view. We need to see pain in the
unemployment needs to jump 40, 50% in my view. Yeah, how about we start with you, man? Just someone immediately walk up to him and take all of his money. Please. I hate this shit so much because people say this about me because like of the things I fucking advocate for, where they're like, oh, eat the rich. Well, how about we start with you, jackass? And it's like, dude, this is the real demon. And guess what? A lot of those people who portray themselves as like kind-hearted and philanthropic individuals that make as much money as he does or even more have the exact same point of view, that you have to suffer, so you shut the fuck up and get back to fucking work. Shut the fuck up and get back to work. Stop complaining. You got too many amenities. And now, because you got too many amenities, now you know your worth a little bit, and we need to fucking hurt you until you forget your worth.
Economy, we need to remind people that they work for the employer, not the other way around. I mean, there's been a systematic change where employees feel the employer is extremely lucky to have them, as opposed to the other way around. So it's a dynamic that has to change.
For the record, no economist would want 50% unemployment. No, I think he's saying unemployment needs to jump by 50%. So if it's like 2%, it goes up by 1%. You know what I mean? That's what he's saying. But even then, it's like so fucking gross. Which, by the way, I just want you to understand something. Okay? The attitude that he's demonstrating here was first demonstrated and implemented, or, I mean, every neoliberal economist believes what he's saying. They just don't say it out loud usually, unless they're sitting across from fucking like Jon Stewart, who basically draws it out of them. Okay? And, or they're Alan Greenspan and they just say it voluntarily. Okay? And if you find this to be, slimy and cretinous, you're absolutely correct. But you should remember that your boss probably also, if he has enough knowledge on how the economy is supposed to work, also believes this.
We've got to kill that attitude, and that has to come through hurting the economy, which is what the whole global, the world is trying to do. The governments around the world are trying to increase unemployment.
This is a guy who started the millennials can't afford houses because they buy too much avocado toast meme. Millionaire tells millennials, if you want a house, stop buying avocado toast. Says real estate. Oh my God, he's a real estate mogul. I hate this fucking piece of shit. I hate him so fucking much. I can't say what I genuinely feel about him because I will get banned.
Employment to get that to some sort of normality. And we're seeing it. I think every employer now is seeing it. I mean, there is definitely massive layoffs going off. People might not be talking about it, but people are definitely laying people off, and we're starting to see less arrogance in the employment market, and that has to continue because that will cascade across the cost balance.
What scares me is they actually believe it. They aren't just selfish per se. Well, I mean, technically, if you think capitalism is the best way to operate, if it's the best social, political, economic organization of society, then like, yeah, you agree with this. He's not wrong. Every capitalist should agree with this. It's just that most people who think they love capitalism don't agree with this because they recognize how ghoulish it is. It's the difference between being like, oh, I love the Republican Party, and you know, they would never, like, I love the Republican Party, the abortion stuff is whatever, versus like living in a world where the Republican Party has been able to dismantle abortion protections by way of the Supreme Court. At that certain, like, you're giving the
been holding your hand for so long now, thinking about, is this haunting me? I wanna know why can't the light shine right on us, you and me? Time passing by, although I'm always alone, sitting here by myself, I'm still feeling the sky in the way.
game away at that point. You've given the game away. Everybody knows what you're doing. It just sounds like a business plan for people who are failures in business. So silly. What he is saying, I think the average chud hates this shit but loves capitalism, so it's this weird cognitive dissonance. Exactly. Okay? That is precisely the point. That is it. You've nailed it. The entire media ecosystem and every facet of education, every part of your identity that you form through reacting to external stimuli makes sure that the human part of you that fucking has a visceral gut reaction to this fucking demon never puts two and two together. That is capitalist dogma. Okay? You hear this and you go, this is gross. What a fucking piece of shit. And you never realize that what he is saying is the truth. What he's saying is not new. What he's saying is not unique. It is something that many in positions of power have said, including, as I've told you, Alan fucking Greenspan. This is literally neoliberalism 101. Okay? It's just that this dumbass is giving the game away and openly telling you that you have to be brutal. The government must implement the hurt. Okay? Because then you'll know your place as a peasant in society. That's it. This is how it works, though. The cognitive dissonance comes from associating what this guy says with crony capitalism and not capitalism. No, most people can't make that distinction. Most people don't know that distinction. That's for like more educated dumbasses who at least are still trying to work the inherent contradictions that's baked into capitalism. And that's their cop-out solution to that. No, most people don't even think. They just go, oh, this guy, what a demon, what a ghoul. Also, capitalism is awesome, and socialists are fucking bloodthirsty demons. They're the real ones that will do a concentration of power at the top and make sure everyone is poor. Ugh. Like, I wanted to, it's so gross. Yeah, he also actually says the governments are all over are implementing the hurt, or at least private businesses are implementing the hurt with mass layoffs right now. They've taken it upon themselves. Yeah, his fucking 5-head. Here, let's look at this idiot with another idiotic take.
We are coming into a new reality where first home buyers, second home buyers, and a lot of people won't own a house in their lifetime. That is just the reality of where we're going.
So you think that young people have now got the prospect of never owning a home?
Absolutely, when you're spending $40 a day on smashed avocado and coffees and not working. Yeah, of course, absolutely.
Is this guy trying to get killed? Like, is that what he's doing? Oh my God, I take it back. I was going to say, this is what happens. You can run your mouth like this if you live in a country where there's no guns, Australia. But then I realized we live in a country where there are maximum guns, and the only people that get fucking killed are just like innocent civilians in the crossfire. You know what I mean? It's never like a dude like this that gets killed with a gun. It's always like random fucking students at school because some freak decided that like their teacher or their principal or their school or I don't know, the fucking place that they used to work at is the real responsible party, like the fucking Walmart that you used to work at as a manager. You know what I mean? So no, more guns doesn't equal more polite society. Once again, proven. Broy has never seen avocados. $10 for 10. 10 for $10 is Safeway. Hopefully he steps on a snake when walking, when he's bushwalking or some shit.
I had my first business when I was 19. I was in the gym. 6 a.m. in the morning, and I finished at 10:30 at night, and I did it 7 days a week, and I did it till I could afford my first home. And you know, there was no discussions around could I go out for breakfast or could I go out for dinner or whatever it was. I just worked.
So what you're saying is you're a bit more driven than some of the people in the current generation?
Look, I wouldn't say that they're not driven. I just think that the media and the current environment and lifestyle changes has definitely changed the next generation. I think it's very dangerous. I think it's dangerous for the economy, and I think it's definitely dangerous for their ambitions of owning property. And I think the problem...
Dangerous for the ambitions of owning property. 35-year-old executive then offered a point of comparison. Okay, what's up? What's happening with this guy? What did he do? How did he make his money? I know he did real estate, but like you don't fucking start off with real estate when you don't have capital. How did he get the first infusion of cash? Like, how rich are his parents is the real question I'm asking here. He looks like racist Megamind. His grandfather gave him 34 grand to kickstart the project, and Mr. Gerner spent 4 weeks renovating the space while getting his gym license by correspondence. Within 6 months, the place was pumping. Melbourne developer Tim Gerner took a punt on a suburban gym and built a property empire. It all started with a lease on a tiny gym in Melbourne, suburb of Elwood. While many Gen Ys are battling scrape together to deposit their first home, Tim Gerner's making millions. Oh, God, I hate him. I saw an opportunity and took over the lease. I didn't even know what I was doing, to be totally honest, but it was a really good opportunity, a really good spot. His grandfather gave him 34 grand to kickstart the project, and Mr. Gerner spent 4 weeks renovating the place. Yeah. After running the gym for another year, Mr. Gerner offered it for sale to one of his competitors, and then they took it straight away. It was a really good first little business. Armed with a business degree from RMIT, Mr. Gurner did a brief stint with FKP Property Group before going to work for veteran developer Maury Schwartz at Pan Urban, where he worked on several award-winning projects in Melbourne and was promoted to director with a 30% shareholding in the company. When financing became tight after the global financial crisis, Mr. Schwartz decided to focus on his publishing business. Mr. Gurner threw everything he had in the Urban Inc., the development company he co-founded with Danny Siama in 2005. In a time of economic turmoil, it was a gamble that paid dividends. For property in Melbourne, it was a boom market because everyone moved out of the stock market. Mr. Gurner said, finance was obviously very hard, but we were selling apartments really, really well. Finance turning away from big developments towards boutique, high-end projects would prove to be a winning move. After splitting with Mr. Siama, Mr. Gurner founded his eponymous brand in 2013, and from there, it's been a crazy ride. Company now has 5,000 apartments on the go, worth a combined $2.7 billion. Capitalizing on the demographic shift that has seen increasing numbers of families and young professionals wanting to live close to the city, many of them priced out of buying a house. The focus is on in-demand suburbs in Melbourne and Brisbane. Doesn't matter if he earned it legitimately or not. What matters is class position and class violence he wages. No, dude. I know that. I know that it was not just... What? You were mentioned? Oh. At Betelgeuse. I thought... Fuck. Video of this guy when he was younger.
I've been asking if I've been lifting heaps lately. I don't know how to tell you guys this. I've never stopped. I would never stop lifting heaps. Heaps are my life. They are the reason that I wake up and eat brekkie every day, and the reason I just eat absolutely massive truckfuls of kilos of chicken breast anytime I can. So if you're wondering if I'm still lifting, know that I wouldn't be alive if I wasn't lifting, mates. Because lifting is life. They're the same thing. So, people.
Why don't you eat brekkie? I'm doing intermittent fasting, mate. These people have totally fucked the Aussie housing market. It's impossible to buy anywhere reasonable without entering crazy debt. And anywhere you can buy is a dog shit apartment in a building that falls apart in 10 years. Yeah, I don't get it. Like, it says he spent 34 grand renovating a place. Where did he get that first place? It just says he took it over. Where did he get